All right, what's up, YouTube? So, I wanted to talk a little bit more about this Pierre and Francois story. All right, to those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I just put the name of this guy as a title. Okay, so you can go check it out for yourself if you care to know. Anyway, Pierre Francois is charged with 2 counts of attempted felony murder and 1 count of aggravated assault, and this was in Florida. So I'm just gonna read the article. He stood over the woman, clubbing her with a 2x4, demanding to know what she did with his mother. The woman begged her mentally ill son to stop, explaining that she was in fact his mother. Okay, so he beating his mama. And while he beating his mama, he asking what you do with my mama, right? This is nothing but somebody who's receiving uh electromagnetic frequencies to his head. So basically, he probably could see, he probably could tell that it wasn't his mom, because like I told y'all, they will hijack the people around you. You know what I mean? For a lack of better words, I call it hijacking. You know what I mean? Because that's basically what it is. They can basically control the people around you, like control their body, make them do like little weird gestures, even have them saying little off the wall stuff that will be stuff that can gaslight you and to make you go into anger or go into rage off of the comments that you hear coming out of the people's mouth that's around you. But it's not them that's speaking, but only thing you see is that person in front of you, whether it's your mom, you know what I'm saying, or whoever it is. It could be your spouse, your child, or anything. Okay, so he thinking that he's beating who's ever controlling his mom, but he's beating his mom. It's his mom's body. So the person is using his mom's body as a vessel to basically come in the household and aggravate him. Okay, because he's the person with the mental illness, supposedly, right? And that's what they say about all targets. All targets supposed to be mentally ill. And like I told y'all, they will hijack uh, different members of my family, the ones that's in my household, and do little smart aleck stuff and say little smart aleck stuff. It just ways to gaslight you and to get you to go into rage. And then once you accept it and you think that, well, I'm gonna click on this person who I see. I'm gonna click on my mom, like, Pierre Francois, he beat his mom, but he was really he's trying to attack that person that's inside of her. You can't go about it that way. So I'm gonna read it again. He stood over the woman, clubbing her in, clubbing her with a 2x4, demanding to know what she did with his mother. The woman begged her mentally ill son to stop, explaining that she was, in fact, his mother. You see what I'm saying? She tried to get away from Pierre Francois, but kept slipping in her own blood. He ordered her to stay where she was, moving on to the next room where Francois's girlfriend clung to their daughter. His carnage continued. Francois is accused of slicing his girlfriend's throat and plunging a knife into both of her eyes, blinding her, according to details reported in court records. His 1 year old daughter, oh, well, wait, let me stop before I get too far ahead. So, like I told y'all, if anything, he could actually see and he could tell that it was something going on with them. That's how it is with me. Like I can look at them and I can tell that it's something else inside of them. That's the only way I can explain it. You know what I mean? Like I told you, they call it EEG heterodiming. All right. And basically I call it being possessed. But that's basically what it is, to where they can merge uh a person that's nearby you, mainly a neighbor, or it can be someone else in a whole nother damn state or city. I don't know if you guys ever heard of, like, they did an experiment with mice, and mice was like in one country and the other mice in another country, and they used heterodiming, EEG cloning, and the mice that was in the other location knew what the other mice was thinking about. So it can actually solve a puzzle because the other mouse had already solved it before. So that's basically what they doing. They doing like experiments on people's brains. So it could be someone close by that was inside of the mother or inside of the girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? And then they also pump stuff into the so-called mental patient's head to make them violent. You know what I mean? So he's looking at his girlfriend in her eyes, and he don't see his girlfriend. Okay, and that's exactly how it is. I can look at them, and they get to saying stuff, and then I automatically know that it's not them talking. So then I have to calm myself down and realize it's not the person who I'm looking at that's doing the talking, and that it's someone else doing that from a remote location. Okay, so this is what happened with Pierre Francois, but he knew something was going on, but he couldn't understand. So that's why he attacked his mother and his girlfriend and his child. Okay, and this happened with so many other people doing stuff like this. Okay, so Francois is accused of slicing his girlfriend's throat, plunging a knife into both her eyes, blinded her, according to a detailed report in court records. His 1 year old daughter, the Broward Sheriff Office says, appeared to have had her nose bitten off. All right, so he don't bit the little baby's nose off. Uh, and this is all in an article. The infant was found face down in the yard of the family's Fort Lauderdale home. She had possibly been thrown from one of the windows of the one-story home adorned with Christmas ornaments. Francois's mother, whose name was not released, escaped the home and ran to the neighbor for help. Both her arms were fractured and her thumb dislocated. Francois's girlfriend and child are hospitalized with life-threatening injuries. Francois, 29, is in jail on 2 counts of attempted felony murder and 1 charge of aggravated assault. The baby mother is not expected to be able to see again. Broward Assistant State Attorney Eric Linder said during a court appearance Monday. She also has a lacerated trachea and liver, among other injuries. So he cut her throat, messed up her trachea, all this mess. The baby girl is being treated in the intensive care unit for traumatic brain injuries and is not responding. The prosecutor said in court she was in critical condition Tuesday, according to Sergeant Don Preacher of the sheriff's office. The infant suffered from what appeared to be a skull fracture, as well as it appears that her nose was bitten off, he said. This was a very, very gruesome scene that the deputies encountered, and it was caused by a family member. The sheriff's office has not released the names of the 3 victims. Francois's mother told police her son is diagnosed with schizophrenia and has not been taking his medication. She said she believed her son may have been having an episode, according to the arrest report. She also stated he could have been under the influence of a controlled substance at the time of the attack. The attack happened in the 1200 block of Northwest 27th Lane near West Sunrise Boulevard and Interstate 95. Francois' mother told investigators that she awoken in the early morning to find her son punching the walls and doors of the house where Dave lived for about 5 years. She told him to stop or he would hurt himself, but he turned his rage on her, striking her repeatedly with a large piece of wood. She tried to use her forearm to deflect the blows, resulting in injuries to both her arms, her face. Francois' mother said she could hear the young woman screaming, "Don't hit us!" When he went, wait a minute, when he went, he left his mother and turned on his girlfriend and daughter, according to court records. That was when his mother escaped and ran for help, banging on the neighbor's door. The neighbor, who asked that she not be identified because of concerns for her safety. So she concerned for her safety from a fucking schizophrenic patient, right? Like I told y'all, y'all gotta look at these news interviews, look at these articles, and when they get to talking about these neighbors be knowing damn well what's going on with the person that carried out the attack. How the hell is you afraid for your safety from someone who has schizophrenia that don't even know you? If he's so mentally ill, he's not even going to be looking forward to trying to figure out who the fuck the neighbors are and what they got to say. You know what I mean? Like that just that's just telling on yourself. Uh, the neighbor, who asked that she not be identified because of concerns for her safety, rushed the woman in and called 911. Deputies arrived about 6 a.m. to find the child face down in the front yard, Francois leaving the home. Records say when deputies ordered him to stop, he assumed a fighting stance before running away. Authorities found a knife on the floor just inside the doorway. A nurse at Broward Health Medical Center told detectives that Francois' girlfriend would be permanently blind. Francois was arrested, taken to Broward Health Medical Center. He had cuts to his legs and shoulders. The report did not indicate whether he had wounded himself. As for the neighbor, she is still processing what she witnessed that day. Right. It's a sad story, she told a Sun Sentinel reporter. I just thank God I was here to be able to open my door for her to be able to get the help that she needed. Whatever is going on with the baby and the baby mom, I am truly hurt about the situation. It's what the neighbor had to say. Francois bail was set at 550,000 by Broward Circuit Judge Daniel Keener. Canner. Francois remains in the Broward main jail on Tuesday and is expected to undergo a court-ordered mental health evaluation. Okay, so that's that story, and then as you see, the neighbor says, I don't know what happened over there. Whatever is going on with them, whatever is going on, I don't know about this. And this is perk talk because they have to deny every damn thing. They don't know about nothing. They don't know nothing about nothing. When somebody get hurt and killed, most of the time it's not gonna be them because they're always making it a very good effort in hiding that they're doing this. So people who can actually understand what's going on, I would advise them to actually talk about it. A lot of people, they're scared to say, "Well, I know this and that's happening," because they're scared that they're gonna get targeted, and stuff will happen to them. But I mean, most of the time, if you know what's going on, it's already don't happen to you, and that's the way you found out about what's going on. So, to me, I feel after all the stuff that you can actually put me through without me knowing, oh, you're gonna have to put me through it with me knowing. You know what I mean? Because they be doing stuff way before you even find out that they're doing it. That's just the type of people they are. So yeah, I would talk about it. But those neighbors, they be in on it. That guy, he got diagnosed with schizophrenia, but all along it could have been induced schizophrenia. See, they like to get you on those meds, and then they'll move you into whatever neighborhood, or you move into whatever neighborhood, and then those people will already have a profile of you, and they say, well, we got him to go down there and get schizophrenic meds, and all this mess, and now we're gonna mess with him. So he's in there beating the walls up, beating on the doors, punching up the walls, okay, and then he goes off and start beating on the people in the house because he feels that these people are the ones that he's hearing these voices and stuff coming from. And even when like they hijack someone around you and you hear that person speaking, and then you actually see their lips moving, and you see them displaying an action that you've actually heard through the V2K, it makes it even more convincing that it's that person that you see, when it's actually that person is being mind controlled by a narcissist that's somewhere hiding, okay, somewhere hiding with a computer, setting up different things in their mind, not in their own mind, but in that person, the target's mind, and the people inside of the house with the target. Because the most of the time, those people that's in the house are unsuspecting vessels, so they don't even know that they're being. They don't even know that they're being mind controlled. Okay, they don't know that the stuff that's coming out of their mouth is, sometimes I don't even think they know that it's coming out their mouth, and if they want to say it or not. And it's called a forced speech, so they can use that. And these are all tactics that they use uh, to actually get situations popping off. To get an argument started in your household, or to get you to get irate or get belligerent and start attacking people and doing stuff like that. So this is the goal. This is the goal. They want to destroy your household. They want to destroy your family. All right. Like I told y'all in the V2K that I actually recorded, that's what was being said. You know, it's vulgar language, but that's what was being said. So I'm just giving you the raw uncut of what I hear in my V2K every day. So they're saying, uh, I sure did fuck up your family, nigga, and your brother. That's what I hear in my V2K. Okay. I don't really hear it no more. It's like what I come to figure out with them is once they run something through your mind so much to the point to where they know you're not listening to them, they'll move on to something else because they need to have things that bothers you. You know what I mean? So whatever it is that you like, or you have some type of interest in, or you take pride in it, or something like that, your any type of relationship or any type of thing that you are doing, uh, they want to tear that down, and that's exactly how they are. They anything to try to bash you, bash your ego, or bash your personality. That's what they want to do. That way, it's easier for them to control you. because when you're angry and upset and you're being mentally abused on a regular basis, it makes it easier for them to control your actions because you're gonna flip out, right? It's like Pierre Francois, he's flipped out because he's probably hearing all this stuff in the V2K, all right? And he's going off and asking his own mother, "What did you do with my mother?" While he's beating his own mother, right? Okay, if you people can't understand what I'm saying, and you go and do the research for yourself. I'm breaking it down my way. All you have to do, go and check out Dr. Robert Duncan. I say this all the time. Robert Duncan, okay? He has one called Project Soul Catcher, and then the other one is How to Tame a Demon. Go and read those books. All right, go and read them. It's going to tell you plain as day the psychological tactics that they use to get a person to the point of break. Okay, you get like a person to the point to where you have a mass shooter, or you have a family dispute that causes family members to be hurt, or someone going postal. When they going postal is when they do like a workplace incident where they hurt people at their job. And look, just like I said, those neighbors know what's going on. There's a thing called workplace mobbing. So the people at your job know what's going on with you. Okay. And they get little incentives to be assholes to you, be smart, just constantly trying to find a way to say something negative to you, to put you in a state of uneasiness while you at work. They want you to feel like you're not wanted there. You know what I'm saying? That's how they do it with workplace mobbing, community mobbing. They do it. They even do it in the church. They do it everywhere you go. All right. So that's their goal. Their goal is to get you in a state like Mr. Francois got put. All right. So he got mad and attacked the wrong people. Okay. So this is what they're doing. I'm telling y'all, all of this is biblical. People who don't believe in this Bible, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? It's your choice. You got freedom of will. You know, to believe what you want to believe in. Okay, but what I'm going to tell you is, if you don't believe in the Bible by now, you don't believe in God and His only begotten Son by now, then something is seriously wrong with you, and it's probably because God don't want you to understand. You know. Let's see. All right. Like I said, you can't go off on the people around you because they don't know what they do. And I've been there. I've been that vessel for these evil people. Most TIs have been vessels. And the thing of it is, once you break out and you figure out what's going on, they expect you to turn perp. You know what I mean? To stop them from farther doing things to you. And this is where you get the choice between uh choosing to gain the world and losing your only soul. Your soul is nothing but your psyche. So they've lost their damn minds. Okay, they've lost their minds. All right. All right. So it's just like right here. All right. So this is like I said, the people don't know what they do. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them they don't. A lot of them they do know. You know what I mean? But it's the ones that don't know, like a little child that may be around you, or you may have just certain people that are around you that are just easy vessels to hijack for them for these spiritual powers in high places. All right, so they can jack those vessels, and then they will uh, basically use them to get at you. And when I say get at you, they use them as tools to basically aggravate you and get you upset. All right, and then once you lose it and flip out on that person, that person is somewhere safe, at a remote location, and you don't lost it on the wrong. You don't basically clicked out on that vessel. Okay, so you clicked out on that vessel, but you didn't get the person that's controlling the vessel. You just destroyed the vessel. All right, so this is Luke 23:34. All right, KJV, King James Version. And it says, Then said Jesus, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And they parted his raiment and cast lots. All right. So here's an example of they know not what they do. So you had a group of I think they were like this was whenever he was being uh crucified by Pontius Pilate, which was like the governor. All right, so all of those people there, they had the spirit that was it was it was evil, you know what I mean? And they were all being hijacked at the moment because Jesus pretty much did nothing to any of them, but they were all vessels for evil spirits. All right, so all those people, uh, once they took his clothes and things, and they started basically tearing and getting pieces for themselves, and things like that. But before that, uh, the governor was like asking the people why we don't, why don't we get I forget what the other guy named. He was like somebody who was there that was going to get crucified also, and the people, which were actual Israelites, and they was basically saying, you know, get Jesus. You know what I mean? It was like, get Jesus. We don't want the other guy. We want Jesus. Which called himself the king of the Jews. That's what they were saying. So they was mocking him, telling him, come down off the cross if you're the king of the Jews, you're the son of God, come down from there. This is that same spirit that is pretty much, like inside of gang stalkers. That's how they are. Like they will sit and mock you, even when you try to tell them about God, only thing they could keep doing is talking about what shortcomings you got. You know what I mean? That ain't nothing but Satan. If they can monitor you 24/7 and they know that you are not committing any of those shortcomings that you may have committed under the influence of remote monitoring, right? Then they should be able to see that your vessel is being cleaned out, right? But theirs is not. Because only thing they can fucking think about is the old shit that you supposed to did. All right. Once you repent for those sins and ask for God's forgiveness, He gonna give you a clean slate. Right. It's up to you if you want to let your mind go back into the world and be possessed by some idiot on remote monitoring. All right, because that's all it is, the heterodyne in your mind with someone else who's a criminal. And then they put those thoughts on you. It's projection. I call it possession. Other people call it projection, but it's pretty much like the same thing. They're putting their shit on you. So you got to be the scapegoat for all their sick ass thoughts. And if you know yourself, then you can understand when when you get a thought and it's vain, it's a vain thought, and it's like it just come out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? That's because it's not your own. If things pop up in your head just out of nowhere, those are not your thoughts. These are the thoughts that someone is casting to you. Just like a television, right? Your television gets a broadcast. Okay. So without that stream of energy being sent to your television, your TV won't get a broadcast. So let's say it's today was the Jerry Lewis telethon or something. And every channel you go to, it's the Jerry Lewis telethon, right? That's because they're broadcasting the Jerry Lewis telethon to every channel. You know what I mean? And that's the exact same thing when you're getting thoughts that are not yours. It's because it's being broadcast to you, whether it be through a higher frequency. You know, it could just be the energy, the thoughts of rage or anger. You know, and then there could be actual statements. And this is when I say there's the V2K, and they actually come up with different scenarios. So it's like this. They call it hyper game theory. So when they give you a thought or they put you in a situation, when you're in that situation, your mind has to think of what's the next step, whether you want it to be the negative next step or the positive next step. It's your choice, right? So they're gonna give you those options, and it's up to you to let out what it is that you feel is suitable for you. All right. So if you're receiving thoughts of rage or hate, and you wanna hurt something, right? You wanna hurt people. Then up to you to know, is this really you or not? Is this really your thought process or not? You gotta know yourself, right? So, like I said, for TIs that are out there that don't know about this technology, it'll be easy for them to make the wrong choice. You know what I'm saying? So that's the case with Mr. Pierre Francois. He didn't know nothing about this. I'm pretty sure he didn't know anything about it, because if he did, he would have handled that a whole lot different. You know, the best thing to do when people around you are being hijacked, or you just got some narcissists around you and they trying to basically get a response out of you, the best thing for you to do is take deep breaths. Try to remain calm, right? Try to remain as calm as you can. You know, I like to put here like a little humor into the situation. You know what I'm saying? Do something or watch something to make myself laugh. You know, try to rejoice about, whatever blessings that you may have. Don't think about negative stuff, and just basically try to keep it pushing. Because eventually that person that's hijacking that vessel, they know that you're not gonna respond to them. So then they get mad and they try to go another. They gotta go another avenue. You know what I mean? So they need to have more supply or supplies of things to aggravate you. So if that doesn't aggravate you enough for them, they'll figure out something else. If that doesn't aggravate whatever the something else is, then they'll go up, up a notch, up a notch. They gotta keep figuring out, try to figure out how to really get under your skin to get you to flip out. You see what I'm saying? 'Cause that's the name of the game. The name of the game is to trick you into getting yourself sedated. All right, get yourself put in a damn mental ward, get yourself put in jail, or to get you to hurt somebody, get you put in jail, or or just get you killed. You know what I mean? Or have you hurt yourself? You can commit suicide, or uh, mess with you while you're driving, or get you on drugs where you're just taking so much drugs that you messing up your health. You're drinking heavy or something like that. That's what they want. They want to figure out the ways, all kind of ways to get your life to be shortened. All right, that's their goal. All right, they want to shorten your life. All right, through gaslighting, through psychological torture, as they say. You know what I'm saying? And it's been that way for years. All right. So Mr. Francois got admitted to the mental ward and then got sent to jail. And I actually called those. I looked on the website to see if that guy was still there. And I don't know. He's not in the main jail, because I wanted to write the dude a letter just to try to. Uh, you can play whatever you want to play. I'm not playing a game. What was I at? Oh yeah, I tried to. I tried to look to see if that look and see if he was still in that particular jail, and I don't know where he is. So I'm gonna keep looking. Just I just want to write the dude a letter, just to kind of like let him know what I feel like happened with him. He can either listen to it or not, and spread the gospel to him, as much as I can to get him to understand, what he did was definitely wrong. He gonna need repentance for that. I mean, if he even has the mindset to understand or comprehend uh what I may have to say to him. But it's still a shot, you know what I'm saying? Just to try to save him to the point to where he can at least try to find God. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that was one story. Pierre Francois. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about this one here. This is a scripture. It's wait a minute. This is Isaiah 59:19. All right. It says, "So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him." All right. I might have said this on the last video, but the part where it says, "When the enemy shall rush in like a flood," all right. And all thing I can think of is waves, because that's what you see in the flood. And I know, like, you can picture like people. You can picture people rushing in like a flood. I can picture that. You know what I'm saying? But can you picture those waves being broadcast into the minds of those people? You know, the lily wave, like a flood. Because that's what a wave is. It's like a flood. You know. So I just thought that was kind of like a moment where I'm like, eureka moment. But yeah, the lily wave, all the microwaves, all the electromagnetic wave frequencies, they're all forms of waves coming into your home like a flood. The enemy is coming into your home. All right, it's coming into your home unbeknownst to you. Because that's exactly what happened with Mr. Francois. Someone come into his mother's mind, into his mind, and into his household like that, and made it a place of danger. You see what I'm saying? So that's another one that's like a telltale there. And what's that? You talking to me? Oh, yeah. You gotta look at that, because they're still gonna sit around and act like, man, these people are like the biggest fucking liars, man. I mean, like the biggest fucking liars on the planet right now. They gonna just constantly lie. They will not tell the truth for nothing. They have to keep this a secret. They have to keep this, so no one knows it. While they constantly watch people die. Watching people die from being murdered by the cops, watching people die. Even the cops know about this stuff. I just saw a video. I think it had on World Star. It was a young man was in the house, laying on the couch, sleeping, with a gun in his hand. And just so happened that the police go to the house while the young man is in the house, uh, busting the door. While the man they threw a flashbang through the window, bust in the door and started shooting the boy because the boy started shooting at the cops for busting in the house. But they had a warrant for somebody that don't even live there, so they was at the wrong house. All right, they at the wrong house, and then they go in there at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning with the SWAT team, heavily armored. They got shields, flashbangs, and flashlights on the tip of their guns, laser beams on their guns. So you laying on your couch, and then all of a sudden you hear boom, somebody coming in your door. They ain't announced that they who they are. They just beating on the dang door with the battering ram. And even if you're in there asleep, you're not gonna wake up and say, "Oh, it's the cops." You're asleep. You're disoriented. You know what I mean? But sure enough, what do? They bust in there. The young man raised his gun up, started shooting. Huh? What is? Ben 10 is? Okay. Well, I guess y'all can play it together if they want to play. Yeah. But what was I at? Oh yeah, they come in and start shooting a young man while he's laying on the couch, man. Dude in there asleep, just waking up. You know what I'm saying? And this is how uh, remote monitoring is. To if you ask me, I feel like they knew that boy had that gun on him. The cops are key players in remote monitoring. I'm telling you, I know it from experience. At nighttime, you know what I'm saying? When you're resting and things pop off, I'm gonna give you an example. So perps, they'll know when you go to sleep, right? They'll start making noise the second you go to sleep. This is because they know you sleep. Like I told y'all, they can watch your vital signs and your conscious states. So they know when you're resting, right? As soon as you try to get rest, they start making noise. This is what my neighbors do. They love to start stumping. This is like this is not the first time I've been around noise campaigns. So all during the day, you won't hear the niggas. I don't know if they take shifts or they try to rest up while you up, and then as soon as you go to sleep, they get up or some shit like that. I don't know. But during the day, you don't hardly hear them. As soon as the nighttime come, when people trying to rest, they start stomping like crazy. This is because they know you sleeping. Whether it's their handlers telling them that you sleep, which I don't think it is. I think they have a direct connection to you. Like I told you, they do the EEG cloning, heterodyne. They know when you're going to sleep. This is how they've been coming in people's houses, attacking them, attacking women and raping them. They know when they're sleeping, and then they put them in to alpha state. That's a conscious state that you go into in your sleep cycle. So there's several cycles that your mind goes into. You got your alpha state, and I think beta, theta, and delta states, right? These are all sleep states. So they bank on you being asleep so they can carry out an attack. And that's exactly what those cops did. To me, uh, somebody set the boy up. They said the actual person that they was looking for used to be at that location, but he wasn't. He was no longer living there, and they took him into custody without incident. You know what I'm saying? So to me, somebody sold the boy out. Because you in your own home and you in a high crime area. You most people, mainly young African Americans or minorities, they will be. We're known to sleep with our handguns close to us just in case somebody do kick in the door. You see what I'm saying? So this man in here sleeping, they kick in the door. He don't know what's going on. He jumps up and starts firing shots, and then they take him on out. They got heavy armor on. Like they knew he would have that gun in there. He's the only one in there. No one else is in that house. You see what I'm saying? And they do shit like that, for the reasons of, organ harvesting, insurance purposes, and then they down talk the young man that got killed, talking about how many charges he would have had if he would have just got caught at the house. So you gonna talk about somebody defending their own damn self in their own fucking house. This man in his own house, sleeping, 2:30 in the morning, and you go busting in his door. That's why I keep my door barricaded at night. See what I'm saying? You're not gonna bust in my door easily. Just for situations like that. Cause this is how they operate. And they even low down, you can catch them. I've seen them shoot people through their windows. Like, where is that? I mean, how do you feel like that's the proper way to handle it if you shooting through a window? That's some stuff that a street gang does. Anyway, I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about that Pierre Francois situation. And yes, mind control is taking over the whole world right now. Like I seen one TI was saying that, I think she said that she remembered uh when she would go to the parks and it would never be nobody outside at the park. And that's true. I can recall that too because I used to go and jog through the parks even in the summertime, and there would never be nobody there. You know, uh, by me being a target, by me being a target, it would be people there. If I made a spontaneous thought to go there, they wouldn't be there. Like if I just say I'm gonna go at the spur of the moment, they won't be there. But whenever you make a plan to go somewhere and they get wind of it, they're gonna show up there. They're gonna be there before you get there. You know what I mean? And they always have something on, uh, and try to dress like you, or somebody that just be staring, or they'll come up and try to talk about something that you thought about or did, like the day before or something, or right before you got there, they'll start talking about stuff like it's part of gaslighting. But yeah, and I remember that there was never people at the parks, and all of a sudden everybody trying to be outside now. But the thing of it is, it's just all street theater now. They're not outside because they want to be there. A lot of them are out there because they're doing street theater. And the reason why it wasn't anybody at the parks, back before the pandemic, is because they were all in their homes, gang stalking their neighbors. That's all it is. Like, gang stalking is worldwide now. So this is why you didn't see people outside no more. That's because anybody can get a computer monitor. You know what I'm saying? That's what they use. They use computer monitors, and they use different electronic devices, which is Satan's devices in the Bible. That's what they're called. And they sit in their houses and act weird all day. I mean, these people will literally follow me into the restroom. I can hear their footsteps. I go in the restroom, they'll walk in the restroom. I leave out the restroom, they'll leave out the restroom. I go into my kitchen, they come in the kitchen. I come lay in my bed, they come over here when I'm laying in my bed. I can hear their footsteps. But they try to be sneaky during the day. They creep around during the day, and then at nighttime it's mayhem. They get just stomping all over the place because they try to disrupt your sleep cycles. So these are ways for them to control you also. Because if they can cause you to not get enough rest, of course you're going to be angry, and it makes it easier for them to set you up for a street theater event, Because if you're all wore out and tired and somebody does something stupid, out in traffic, most people they gonna flip out, and if you go to work and you're all tired, you haven't had rest. Me, I drive heavy equipment. I'm a commercial driver, so them doing that can cause somebody to die. It can cause me to hit somebody, and my vehicle weighs tons. My vehicle weighs tons, especially when I'm loaded. So it can cause somebody to be killed, and then they'll be sitting around acting like they ain't did a damn thing. But this is how they do. People's lives will be taken away on account of them doing their so-called research and development schemes, treating people like lab rats, you know. And I just don't see how these people, man, they have couples. They're couples, man, like a man and a woman, wife and husband. I don't see how anybody can date another person that sit around and do this shit. I just don't see it. I don't understand it at all. You know, I think I seen another article. It was a husband and wife had what they had basically. It was snowing outside. This was last year, and when I saw the video, I knew that husband and wife was perps, and they was targeting that neighbor. So basically, there was snow outside, over the streets. The snow plow came, scraped up much of the snow, and what happened was some of the snow the guy had plowed out. The guy came out and cleaned out his own driveway and put all the snow to the side. So the husband, which was a perp, goes outside, grabs his snow out his driveway, and throws it into his neighbor's driveway that the guy just cleaned out. And that's typical perp stuff, because they like to try to bother you. And they always try to act like they big and bad and shit. And the wife is always, real cheerful of their husband, acting like they just this tough ass dude, like bullets don't exist. So what they do was they go and throw their snow onto this guy's driveway. The guy comes out, he's madder than hell. And he said, man, why are you putting that snow there if I just cleaned it off? And he says, oh, you're acting like a pussy. That's what the perp told the in my opinion, I feel like that man was a target. He didn't even know it. Like I can see different little stories, news stories, and I can tell it when I see it. And I said, and I'm gonna look that up and I'm gonna put that in my next video. But like I said, the target told him basically, why are you putting that there? And the guy got mad, called him all kind of pussies and talking about he gonna beat him up, all kind of mess, right? And here comes the wife out here co-signing with it. She's talking about, yeah, you just need to, something about he need to do something with everybody. Basically, telling him he's in the house by himself or whatnot, because the guy was there by himself. Guy stayed in the home by himself. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was happening to him. They was targeting him. But anyhow, that big badass husband kept running off at the mouth, kept telling that dude he gonna do this and that, he gonna do this and that to that guy. And the guy got a revolver out. The dude ran up on his yard. The perp ran up in the guy's parking lot, near his parking lot, challenged him, yelling all out in the street. And man, that dude went over there and shot him. And shot the wife right there with him. And it was still talking. I'm like, you still talking. He just shot y'all. He just shot both of y'all, emptied the gun, and they were still talking. And that man literally had to go inside, go back in his house, retrieve a rifle, and come back and put them down. Shot both of them in the head. But what he did was he let that husband know, the husband called him all kind of pussies. And right before he took that husband out, he said, oh, yeah, so I'm a pussy, huh? and shot him right in the fucking head. You know, this is what ended up happening with these people. You know, they don't. You know, they don't. It's like they want to push you to that point. It's like that other one. It was in Philly. They almost ran over that man come out of his house. And like I said, I'm gonna start talking about these different stories because I can see that it ain't nothing but organized harassment when I look at these stories. But a man walking down the road going back home, damn gang stalker come flying down the road, almost hit him, beat him to his house, and sits in front of this man's house. Now, think about how mad you would have to be if somebody in a car, you walking home to your house, somebody in a car almost runs you over, right? Almost run you over. And then they go park in front of your damn house with their eye beams on. Man, I'm talking about brazen. These people are crazy as hell. And that guy goes in the house. Once he gets up to his house, he goes in the house, retrieves his handgun, walks right up to that guy, blows him away. But basically, what I'm saying, a lot of these damn perps, you know, we say, well, they have handlers and their handlers tell them to do this stuff. And it's rightfully so, you know, because like I told you, these guys, they'll get up at 2:30 and 1:30 in the morning and start stumping. So these are instructions that they have to do. They do this and they have to do this. It's not like, you know, they can't do it. They have to do it. It hasn't been a day that they have not done it. So they have to do this. I don't know if it's because they want the material benefits of it or they're forced to do it. I don't care at this point. No, I just know that they're the opposites. They're not, you know, they're not on the same side as me. But anyhow, the guy's still sitting in the car, like he just waiting to get blown away. And I'm like, it's just no way that he wasn't being mind controlled himself. I mean, danger is coming and you're still sitting there in your car. And I actually see them do this. Like I see them do this when I'm, you know, when I leave and go, I come and go, they'll be sitting here waiting on me. You know, just sitting here, absolutely doing nothing, but sitting there with their phones in their hand, you know, sitting inside their cars with their phone in their hand. And I'm like, dude, you know, it's designed to look like they're doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I already know what you're doing because I've been through it 1,000 times. You know, and you can tell the ones that are involved because it's always the same ones. It's always the same ones that'll be doing it. You see what I'm saying? Other ones will get in on it, but they just kind of stick and move, and you know you don't see them as much. But the ones that are actually in on it, they want it to be known that they're doing something. You see what I'm saying? They like to say little shit when they see you, or you know, just they try to dress like you. They try to, you know, they gotta get in your line of sight. They got to, and that's to get your thought process so they can talk some shit to you through the V2K or get you to the point to where you're upset and you're thinking about it. You see what I'm saying? So that's their goal. That's the part, a form of gaslighting also. But yeah, so all these different stories are happening, and like I said, it's all biblical. All of it's biblical. You know, rather people believe it or not, this is a worldwide operation. It's happening all over the world. It's not just happening right here in the United States. You know, it's not just happening to, you know, they come up with all these reasons. Oh, you know, it's because he's this and he's that. No, 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 no. They doing this stuff to, you know, people who, in my opinion, are complete angels. You know what I'm saying? Like I can tell a person who's a good person, you know, by looking at them. You know, when I hear them talk and what they're talking about. You know, they're not bullshitting people. They're not trying to come on here and say a little something here and there, and then they don't got no other videos and stuff like that. They're constantly complaining about being gang stalked, and they have, uh, you know, they have good logic, and you can tell that they're sincere. You got a lot of people come on here and they just perpetrate, act like they being gang stalked, but they just taking up the damn airspace. But a lot of these people, they don't deserve this shit. None of them don't deserve it. You know, so it's just all cap. All of it is just people is lying, and they doing it because that's what they want to be doing. Like I told y'all before on that last video, you can listen to what my sister was saying, and you can tell that she's in on it. You know what I'm saying? It's things like, oh, you get out of that, you stay out of that. Don't get in between that. And I don't know what about nothing. What nothing's going. I don't know about none of this stuff. See what I'm saying? How the hell you don't know about none of this stuff? But still, if you don't know about none of it, right? You don't know about none of it. Why even come out and say it like that? It just don't make sense. Saying that my mother needs to seek help, my brother needs to seek help. Everybody needs to seek help, but they crazy ass. They the craziest motherfuckers on the planet. Anybody who can sit in their house every day and carry on like a fucking clown every single day, you got a serious problem. You got a serious problem. That's like, that's like me as a child. And when I just want to get up and go and do, uh, petty crimes and things when I was younger. Maybe 13, 14. Going get up 1 o'clock in the morning trying to go steal somebody's bicycle out their yard or something. As a juvenile, creeping around and creeping and sneaking around everywhere. That's what they do. Like, I can't see myself as an adult that has lived life and know, you know, this stuff right here, I can't carry on like this no more. I cut all that stuff out. What if somebody would have blown my damn head out? I'm sneaking in their damn yard, trying to steal from them. And that's what they don't see. They know that they can use remote monitoring to sneak into a woman's home and rape them, or a man's home, or sneak in there and poison somebody's food when they're asleep. But most of if they coming in while you asleep, they trying to come in and hurt you, trying to come in and make a dang on uh, live stream or broadcast. They get paid from broadcasting their attacks and stuff. And like I said, I've heard them say through the V2K mistakenly using my spouse's voice, saying, "Why ain't nobody beat him up yet?" See, because they get paid when they do stuff like that. They get paid to attack those women, and broadcast it because it's big money behind that in the black market. Some people will pay to see a woman being violated, or a man being violated, or a woman being beat up, or a man being. It's just like people who pay to watch child porn and stuff like that. Like, they want to see that kind of shit. Sick ass motherfuckers. But then they'll try to act like that the people that is doing this is of God. And I wish people quit saying that. I wish people quit thinking and believing that just because you hear certain people that may be in occults, and maybe they might be in different religious groups, and they involved in this, those are nothing but wolves in sheep clothing, man. If they involved in remote monitoring, there's no fucking way that they don't know about the black market and the stuff that happens, with the broadcasts and the live streams that they do. It's just no way. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I don't understand. Like, if you want to chalk it up as because religious people, so-called religious people, are doing this to other people, then you just need to realize that those are the fake people. And in religion, religion is a thing of the world. It was not called religion. This was actually, if you know what nation you come from, basically under God, what nation you come from, then that's different than what the world has made. And you got all these different religions and stuff. It was never about that. It was always about nations. It wasn't about it was never about no religion and all that old mess. You see what I'm saying? So that's what the problem is. People want to dismiss. You want to dismiss the fact that uh that there is a God involved in this. Okay. Uh, all right, cool. Wait a minute. Now, how the hell do I turn that off? Hold on, y'all. Okay, let's see. All right, cool. So yeah, like I said, man, how can you not understand that this is something that's going on between it has a lot to do with spiritual wickedness in high places. That's just all it is to it. All right. If you know about the spirit world is in between different country states. So you can basically uh, visit the spirit world in your sleep time. But it's not like well, how the heck is that? Wait a minute. Well, wait a minute now. Okay, whatever. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? In your sleep time, you can actually get prophetic messages and things like that. You see what I'm saying? So people who don't understand it, that's because God don't want them to understand it. All the evidence is there. They just don't want it. If it's not meant for them to understand it, it's no need to keep on beating the dead horse with them. They're not going to understand it because they're not meant to understand it. Even if it's not even that they don't want to understand it, they can't understand it. It's just all it is to it. They just can't understand it. Their mind is like blocked. Their mind is blocked from understanding. They don't have no understanding. You see what I'm saying? Their understanding is carnal and on a 3D plane. You know what I'm saying? On a lower vibrational plane. They can't understand stuff that's out of their spectrum. They can understand, oh, I'm gonna take this phone and I can do this game stalking and follow this person around, and I could get some type of pay or incentive from doing this. They can understand that, but they can't understand the the spiritual aspects of what they're doing. Like I said, this is just like worshiping. This is the Antichrist. Anti means in place of. So a lot of them, they think that they're doing this to bad people. Okay, they feel like they're doing God. Like when you hear people say that it's religious people that do this, they feel like they doing something, like they're doing God a favor, like they're cleansing the world of the bad people. That's what they feel like. I'm telling you, that's what they feel like. Because if you knew what I hear in my V2K, then that would explain it all. Okay, but they're liars because they're not even saying, they're not letting it be known that they're doing what they're doing. So the whole time, they the ones that's been casting a stumbling block to your life. You see what I'm saying? These are the ones that God was warning us about. He was warning us that it was going to be people like this. You know what I'm saying? And, a lot of them, they do go to church. Like I said, they think they're cleansing the world of bad people. When in actuality, their ass the one that has the messed up spirit. Because if you got to set people up and sneak around and shit, and then don't even acknowledge that you're doing it and get mad when somebody tries to call you out for doing what you're doing and say, oh, this is mind control, this, and the third is happening. No, it's not. You did this on your own. That's your fault. You this and you that. You feel me? Day after day after day. All right. So this is every single day. Every single day. Now, if that's not a spirit, if that's not a certain type of spirit that they're taking on, then I don't know what it is. It's the spirit of Antichrist. They ass worship this shit. They get up every day and do this. They get up every day and get with the other gang stalkers and say, what we gonna do today? What time is he going to work today so we can be outside? What time is he coming home from work today so we can follow him and pull in at the same time as him? Oh, is he gonna go to the grocery store today? We're gonna pop up and stare at him. Or if he go to this business, we're gonna pop up over there and just be looking at him, right? You see what I'm saying? This is everyday worship of this stuff. So anti means in place of the real Christ. All right? That's what they put in all their thought process in. Half of them don't even think about God on a regular basis. And get mad if you try to. They don't even say that you do. They get mad if you try. They don't even want you to try. That's their thing. They want to break down your faith. You get these niggas, they come in the comments and they saying all this stupid mess about how is this spiritual and how is this and how is this that. Well, you asking the wrong person. You need to ask yourself that. Don't ask me because I already told you. See what I'm saying? What you asking me for? All right, so like I said, they do this every day and night, right? Day and night. So when you awake, they coming at you. When you go to sleep, they coming at you, right? Like I told you, they like disturb your sleep. Then once they get you in a certain state, they want to try to come in there and put false dreams in your stuff, right? Day and night. They're accusing you all day. They're accusing you all day long, right? All day long. This, and the third. This, and that, and this, right? When you go to sleep, they doing the same exact thing. I'm telling you, right? So, all right. So this is Hold on. I want the whole one. Hold on. I want the whole one so y'all can. We only talk to people we know. Or people who prove themselves to us. Which one was it? All right, so here is Revelations. This is Revelation 13 and 7. I'm gonna start at 7. It says, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints. It was given who to make war with the saints? Right? Gotta ask yourself that. Because this is what this is. This is a war against the saints. Even if you try to say, well, you in your carnal mind, you think a saint is somebody who's never done nothing. Well, I'll just go to the carnal mindset with you. They do this to babies. All right. Baby damn sure ain't did nothing to you. Right? but they will do this to everybody in the household, right? They will do it to everybody in the household just to try to get a reaction out of their target. Like I told y'all, Pierre Francois bit his own baby's nose off. All right. Now I don't care what nobody say. Mr. Francois was being mind controlled, and something was happening there for him to even attack people that way. All right. But anyway, to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. So, like I said, this isn't all. This is a worldwide thing, right? So when it says all kindreds, that means all the people, all the different tongues, all the nations. Whether you Chinese, Japanese, European, Spanish, Guatemalan, African, whatever, all the tongues. So whatever language you speak, okay, and they using V2K in all different languages too. Cause I know I got people who I'm subscribed to that are in different countries that speak different languages and they're targeted and they hear V2K in their native tongue, right? Their native tongue, okay? In their language. That's what a tongue is. Your language, okay? And it's in nations. So all the nations, all right? And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. All right, so is this not talking about an Antichrist? This is not talking about somebody worshiping, somebody doing something every day. That's what they doing. They worship this shit every day. They get up before they go to sleep. They putting in work for this. When they wake up, they worshiping this. All right, whose names are not written in the book of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. All right. And this is just one of them, but I was trying to get to it was another one that I wanted. Wait a minute. Dang, hold on, y'all. I know it's in here. Doggone it. I can't find it, y'all. Hold on. Just bear with me. Well, I'm gonna find it in a minute, but anyway, but you can see it. It says, "He that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity," and that's all this is. They've led you as a target into captivity. Okay, it may seem as if you're free because you're in your house, but you're basically in captivity. You're constantly being watched. You're constantly being supervised. You see what I'm saying? You're constantly having a prisoner state of awareness around you. You know what I'm saying? It's always somebody, uh, uh, following you around. They try to monitor your phone, watching you. And when they come to this phone, this is like a live stream. So that means people can be watching you from all the way across the world somewhere, and that's exactly what they doing. But this is how they do their transactions. They know they making a lot of money off of just people in America. They making money off of everybody in the world uh, participating in these broadcasts and these live streams and stuff. But that wasn't the one that I was actually looking for. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Oh, you know what? I know which one it is. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, here it is right here. This is Revelations 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. And this is exactly what they're doing. Okay. So they're attacking you day and night on the precepts of on the pretense of what they have accused you of. All right. So that's what it's all about. They have to build up something. That's just like going to court or when you out in the streets and the feds are building a case on you. They have to build a case, right? They have to build a case in order to take it to the prosecutor and the judge to basically say, well, this, and the third what we build up on him. This is what he did, right? And it's up to the judge and the prosecutor to basically what a prosecutor gonna have to convince the judge of this, that, and the third. It's the same thing, bro. It's the exact same thing. Like I said in the last video with Job, with what happened with Job in the Bible. That's all that was. When all those things was happening with Job, and the devil was tempting him. The devil was trying to make him basically, you know, curse God. You know, they killed Job's son, killed a couple of his children or something. You know, it was like some type of event that happened where they died and the house fell down on them. And I think thieves had came and stole some of his cattle. Whole bunch of little bad, different unfortunate events happened to Job. And Satan, his job was to basically get Job to blaspheme against God and to basically curse God, uh, trying to seal the deal to basically get Job onto the wicked side. And Job never did go against God. Uh, he still blessed God, and he still gave praise to God. You see what I'm saying? So this is what they want. When you get these jokers, they come in here and they say, how can this be spiritual and all this? You just don't even need to listen to them because they ain't even on your level. They ain't even on your level just because they mind too corner for even thinking like that. For them to even say that, it just shows you how stupid they is. They not even in the right mindset. And it ain't even necessary that they stupid. I ain't gonna say they stupid. They're just not awakened to what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? Like the scripture said, it's not flesh and we don't battle against flesh and blood. Like I said with Mr. Francois, he beat up his mom, beat up the girlfriend. That's flesh and blood. That's a vessel. Flesh and blood is a vessel. Okay, that's what that is. Your flesh is carnal. It's gonna go off. It's gonna, it has a carnal ways of the flesh. You got lust, you got greed, you got all these different things that are of the flesh. Okay, when you thinking of the flesh, that's where your mindset gonna be at. You gonna go after that vessel. You're gonna want to take out that vessel because you can't see the spiritual part of it because your mind's still stuck on carnal. You can't see that it's something else controlling these people. I mean, it's obvious to a blind person can see it by now. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not meant to have a spiritual eye or a spiritual ear to where you can see and you can hear, then that's just where you at. You ain't gonna never hear, or you're not gonna never see it. So asking me, oh, how can this, how can that? That just shows to me, it's almost like I know that you're a perk for even coming in my comments saying that. So I don't even know why I'm responding to it, but somebody just asked me that in the chat, so I just turned the chat off. So I don't even want to see nobody comment. That's what I'm gonna start doing on here, because a lot of time when I'm trying to say something and people pop in here talking, that throw me off. Especially if they asking like questions like that, you ain't talking about nothing. When you say that this is not spiritual, it's something wrong with you. Okay, is it just like demon possession? That's what spiritual. That's demon possession is spiritual. So if people are possessing other people's bodies, it's spiritual. The Bible just didn't call it what we calling it now. Like I said before in the last video, when the legion had took over the man's body, and the man was up there cutting himself and screaming and yelling and hollering and stuff, that's exactly what can happen with a target individual. When you see a target go and get killed in the street by the police, that's uh that demon. Well, I'm gonna say demon for a biblical term, but that remote monitoring person, that person is like a demon, because they are controlling that person's actions. So a person can have a blade or a knife, and they can just be so angry and mad at what's happening, to the point to where they forget that they can be mind controlled, and then they go outside and start raging. That's what the cops want you to do, and that's what the people that's using the mind control want you to do. So they can go out there, you go out there and get killed, and they get their little payout. You know, they get their little payout for you. Whether they beat you and traumatize you, you see what I'm saying, or they cripple you and beat you to where your limbs don't work, or they just kill you. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's spiritual, because there's no way in the hell if you can't put two and two together and see that it's the exact same thing. The man was sitting there cutting himself, right? Screaming and hollering. Then when Jesus saw him, Jesus knew that he was possessed. Jesus wouldn't even touch him. Jesus started talking to the demon inside of him. He wasn't talking to the man. He asked the demon, "What's your name?" The demon responded. The demon said, "We are legion because we are many." And that's what fucking hive mind is. It's just like that. Hive mind ain't nothing but legion. A whole bunch of motherfuckers, like, they can actually take turns hijacking a person's body. It don't have to be the same one every time. It can be another one. That's just like in the scriptures where uh I think it was in the book of Matthew, where they said a man uh can clean out his vessel, right? Basically, this is how I'm explaining it. And he getting rid of all his wicked demons and becoming a new man. But if he go back into the world, the new man is gonna be more wicked than the old man, because those demons, that demon that lived in him before, is going to go get a whole bunch of other demons and say, "Well, I just want to go back into my home again," which is that man's body is a vessel, and he's gonna go back into the man's body, and he's gonna bring 7 more demons more wicked than the last, more wicked than itself. It's the same thing. So when you see these perps, right, or you know that you got a handler or somebody who trying to handle you and make you do shit, if they can't get it done, they gonna go and get all kind of other motherfucking demons, which is other people. They gonna go and get more of them and try to hijack you and get the results that they want. In their case, Jesus came and Jesus said, "Come out of the man." And they said, "Well, Jesus, what are you doing here? Are you here to uh, basically torment us before it's our time?" You see what I'm saying? So Jesus was like, no, because he knew that they was demons. It's not time for them to get their punishment yet, right? So he told them, he said, they made Jesus an offer that was like, why don't you pass us into those pigs, to the swine? The most unclean damn animal on the planet is a pig. Okay, so they said, well, we won't go into the pigs. And the pigs ran down the hill, jumped in the water and drowned themselves, and the man was healed. And this is what it's what I'm trying to tell people about being joined unto them. It talks about everybody who's still joined into them at the second coming, they gonna go down with the damn demons. So you not acknowledging the fact that you have mind, you have mind, but you're not trying to break free from hive mind. Okay, you basically doing what the high man want. That's like the handler. When the handler telling them through telepathy, do this, that, and the third, you are joined to them. That means you got multiple mindsets going on with you, and you aware of it, and you letting it go. You letting it basically be. You just you indulging in it. Because they will let that second mindset, which is most likely their handler, tell them this, that, and the third about the target. And this how they be getting their information a lot of times too. Like you would think that they just getting the shit from your phone. No, they getting it because they actually watching you like that. They try to look through you to see what you're doing, and then they relay it to the vessel that's around you. So that's hive mind right there. They ain't no different than Legion. It's the same dang on thing. It's just we call it hive mind, and it was called Legion then. But anyway, I've been on here for an hour, so let me get on off here.